It's your boy None Illa. You tuned in to another episode of Moment of Knowledge on the Mogul Mined Podcast. Today I want to talk about time management. Interestingly enough, someone told me they want to hear about this topic. And I thought about how it's one of the most useful / useless things depending on which industry you're in, how your focus is. Because a lot of times you can't pigeonhole, especially for creatives, you can't pigeonhole creativity to a time slot. I do manage my time, but there's times to where something at that moment needs to be done. But I think the key that helps me is prioritizing what's important. But more importantly than time management, it's setting standards of what you'll accept and what you won't. Honestly, the goals have to be set in order to know you got stuff done for that day. Because what happens is this. Let's say you set certain times and you get brain blocks and you just can't execute. That's a problem. But at least if you have goals as far as what needs to be done certain days, certain times, or at least saying, look, if I don't bang out 2 things, then I didn't get things done, right? If I ain't work out, then I ain't get things done. And I mean, you have to allow yourself space for failure, but you can't allow yourself to accept failing often. You're human. And I think one thing that kind of becomes problematic for me is that most people set themselves up for temporary goals, not a lifetime focus. So you have all these different things that's supposed to work, but it works for the moment. Similar to a certain diet, similar to a certain regimen that works for 30 days or 90 days or 120. You know, the different habit forming stuff. Yeah, you do form habits. That's true. But a lot of it are formed with in mean to an ends, in my opinion. Like, people set goals, but only because they're ready to get them done. When you make lifestyle changes, and this is my personal experience, so there could be some bite back on it. When you make lifestyle changes, your whole mentality shifts, because that time management needs to be functional outside of work, outside of Monday through Friday, outside of when you just accomplishing that one goal. How does your time management work for your life, for your fitness, for your family, for your profession, for your creativity? You have to have a regimen that allows you to keep your sanity, but allows you to be productive. And if you don't know where you're going, chances are you're probably not executing it right anyway, because there's so many methods. You need to do this for an hour, you do this for 15, you do this for that. But if you're just going on a mundane, I gotta do A, gotta do B, gotta do C, your boredom and your lack of will shine more than anything, and you start to become miserable. That's not a way of life. That is not a way of life at all. But develop a system, and a system has to be good for you, right? Some people do checklists. That works. Go ahead and check off what you've done. Some people do sticky notes. Some people cross things off. I have multiple calendars I use. I probably got 5 or 6 different calendars. Digital, physical, and certain regiments I have too. They're not time oriented, but first thing I do in the morning, listen to something positive. Then I have a couple decks I use. An impact deck and a persuasion deck. I get a card from each of those. I see kind of how my mentality is set for today, because it starts with the mind. I've failed over and over and over with time management because I was trying out what worked for other people. So as far as giving advice on time management, I might not be the best. But when it comes to giving advice on getting stuff done, I got you. And I think that's the biggest confusion, because you cannot fit stuff into a box. And trust me, I am a creative. And I deal with a lot with the business side. Meeting wise, 9 to 5, check in, check out. Do what you got to do for work, for sure. Time management works. Check your email for this time. But if you grind outside of that, which we're talking moguls, right? I'm prepping you to be a mogul. If you grind outside of that, you need to think a lifetime. What's up with you in the morning? What's up with you in the afternoon? What's up with you at night? What's priority? What's priority? What's priority? What's important? What needs to be done? What can kind of pass by? And also allow yourself space to actually have a moment to unwind. You can easily get so caught up in just trying to please somebody else's regiment. That is not how this works. You try your hardest to live in a system of expectations. But I tell you what, there's no one way to do anything. Even more so if you're a creative. I preach this to the choir. Like, I preach this left and right. If you are a creative, you have to create. And you have to be yourself. So it's hard to dip into everyone else's style. It's hard to do what everyone else does. It's hard to use everyone else's analogies they use to find themselves, to find who you are. There's only one way to be the best you, and that's to discover the tools that work for yourself. Use them. Use them again. This one didn't work, throw it to the side, find a better one. Use what works for you. Because everyone's style of functioning slightly may shift. You might be a wake up in the morning on your own person. You might be a one alarm, you hop up, first sound of your alarm. You might be you need 6, 7 alarms to get up. You might be you need an alarm with a complex algorithm, pattern, mathematical equation to get up. You might be you need to have an alarm that when it goes off, it needs to run around the room and you got to get up and chase it. Point is, there are different ways people do things. The only thing you guys all do the same is breathe and blink. And that doesn't even apply to everyone. Some people breathe differently. People got different patterns, right? Not everyone has the same vision. People blink differently. Some people blink faster. Some people blink slower. Some people don't even blink at all. They need to be right. But trust me, finding yourself will give you such a key on how to tone in on time management. The reason why time management is a problem to you right now, you might not want to hear this, but the reason why time management is a problem to you right now is because you don't care enough. You don't care enough to actually do something. You're looking at time management as a way to shake the excuses you have. I've been there. When you want to get something done and you truly want to be about it and you stop making excuses, you'll be unstoppable. Those moments you write things down, what you do with that list after matters. Do you check the list off? Do you write the list down, put the paper somewhere, then dip off and go on about your life and forget that that's the case? Do you write the list down, forget you wrote it, and come back a week later and be like, oh, I was supposed to do that? Like, the power is really yours. One advice I will give you though is find out what works for you. In fact, I think that's gonna be the next talk. Highlighting what works for you. I appreciate your ear, because you tuning in means something to me, it means something to you, and it means something to whoever you will impact by listening to this. Y'all know where to follow me, at @none_illa. Tune into the next one. We'll be good. I'm out.